well worth being a top find, because the moment I laid eyes on this exquisite necklace, I just thought, oh my goodness, look at how beautiful this is. There are green stones, blue stones, clear stones, those wonderful light brown, kind of like it's like a citrine and a topaz together. And of course the green is like emerald, the blue like a beautiful sapphire or an aquamarine, I should say. So it is a stunning piece. The detail that goes into every one of those petals that goes around that necklace is exquisite. The necklace is 16.5 to 18.5 inches in length. It does have a 2-inch extender. It's less than $25 a month with a credit card order. And by the way, not only is there the necklace, there is also the bracelet, and I want you to see the whole suite for a moment. The bracelet is coming up. That will be just less than $60. And then there are earrings to match. I added it all up. You could get the 3-piece suite for less than $200. And there are the earrings right there. This is such a gorgeous piece and a beautiful story to go along with it.
It's more than what it is. If you're looking at it and you're trying to decide, is that silver or is that gold? It's neither. It's vermeil, and I'll explain that to you in a few minutes. When he married, Prince Rainier married Grace Kelly, one of the biggest jobs she was going to have, and hard to say, gee, is that a job, is a ball that takes place once a year in Europe. It is the biggest ball of all of Europe. Not Monaco, but all of Europe. It is known as the Red Cross Ball. Still goes to this day. It is still the most important. And who comes to it? The royalty of Europe, the socialites of Europe. And he knew that she has to be in charge of it. That is the job of the princess. She is in charge of the ball. She is the centerpiece of the ball. She's the center of the flower of this ball, and she had to be perfect. He knew that. And he knew what he was up against. He's up against royalty. And what are these women showing up with when they come? Diamonds. And they're not talking about how many carats of diamonds they're wearing or how many ounces. You're talking diamonds by the pound. That's what these women wore. That's how they were. They were on their dresses, they're on their neck, they're on their arms. You can't compete with that. It is one royal competing with 200 years of history from their country to one to the other. He needed something super. Right after they were engaged, not married yet, and the ball wouldn't take place for another 8-9 months, he started working on this set with the best house in all of France. And they put together vermeil. Why vermeil? The metal is not looking like silver and it's not looking like gold. It's actually pure vermeil, is silver underneath and certain layers, very secretive of how to do it. It's like Coca-Cola's formula. You put gold on top and you get this color. Is that unknown in the United States? No. If you go to the White House, there is a room called the Vermeil Room, and that is where King George III's plates and silver and vermeil pieces were left in the United States because our patriot fathers refused to give it back to him. And you go to the White House, there is a Vermeil Room. This is vermeil. Vermeil is only worn by royalty. No one but royalty. And you couldn't be a princess of a 3rd grade. It had to be a royal princess in order to wear vermeil.
Wow.
This is what he put together for her. The colors that you see of the stones, they're pastels. They're dewdrops of flowers. He knew how she loved flowers. Dewdrops of flowers are laid into each of these little segments, into these little chip and swirls, into each of these leaves as they're put onto it. They were perfect, very, very perfect stones. Now have been matched exactly by Swarovski, made only for this necklace, bracelet, and earrings. Perfect match to the original. It is in vermeil. Vermeil is marvelous because vermeil goes with any skin tone, from the very, very lightest to the very dark. Vermeil stands out and blasts out. Why was that important? Because we think royalty was of one kind of color, like they were all cousins, and therefore they were the same. Human beings aren't, and neither was royalty. The color, no matter what your tone is, vermeil stands out.
Wow.
Took us, I'm not exaggerating, 2 years to figure out how to do this vermeil.
Right.
How to get it to the vermeil color in modern times by putting underneath rhodium and combinations of different golds.
Right.
And we used a number of golds. We used 18 karat, 14 karat, and eventually finished it off into a 10 karat.
Wow.
One on top of the other. We
beautiful.
hit the vermeil dead on.
Oh,
dead on. Must show you photographs of
Yeah,
this.
I love
And we're going
this.
to talk about the whole suite, and might as well do it all at once because it is a suite and it looks magnificent. This is the set. Notice that we don't even know what he spent for this. It really had to have been a king's ransom, whatever he spent for it. But this is not a long gown. This is an everyday piece that she is wearing. This, what was bought to be the spot of the ball, and she was. This is the ball. This is how they walked inside.
Wow.
This is the dress that she had. This is her first Red Cross ball. And here is the necklace. The lady that's over here is his sister, Princess Antoinette. It was for Antoinette, who became the best friend of Grace. She's the one who taught her how to be a royal. She was the only one in that entire family who really grabbed onto Grace and taught her everything she needed to know. Not about which fork to pick up. Grace already knew that. It was a case of how to act as a royal, how to walk, who do you walk in front of, who do you stand next to, how do you turn your head to the right. That was Princess Annette. And Antoinette, and that's what she did. This, of course, is Rainier. This is the moment, the exact moment the world got to see this necklace, and this photograph was taken. She wore it with everyday dresses, and that's the amazing. She's wearing the bracelet stacked with another bracelet, and the earrings that are on. It is magnificent. When you put vermeil next to your skin, when you put this on, you will get a feeling that is unbelievable. Again, same thing. This is a day dress. Here she pulled it a little bit tighter, and you can do that. There is a chain extension. You can pull it up a little tighter. You can let it go down a little bit. The pastel colors go with everything.
Yeah.
There's not one color that we can think of that you could put in a dress that the pastel colors will not go along with. She wore it more formal occasions. Of course, this is not fake fur.
Right.
It just wasn't the time. Here's the earring. We're going to talk a little bit more about it. But again, here she pulled it again a little bit tight. Depends on the neckline that she had. And you can do the same to it. This is an unbelievable piece of jewelry. It is, again, vermeil. It is important enough that if you're meeting a head of state, which was Charles de Gaulle, and of course France was very important to Monaco, and here she put it on. This is something that she needed to do. A close-up shows you how intricate this is. Each of these pieces are done, whether it's the bracelet or the earrings or the necklace. There's a rope design that goes all the way around the outside. All of this was hand-carved, all, for each and every piece. And every piece is carved slightly different because it had to fit one next to the other. So the curve was perfect. And look at all of the movements that were going into here. This is all of the pieces. And we're going to go to the bracelet next.
I want to show you this up close because this is one of those pieces that when you see it in person, it's like you just gasp. It is that gorgeous, and nobody else has anything like this. That's what's amazing. And don't forget, if you are buying it as a gift, it all comes gift boxed beautifully. That's part of the intrigue of this whole line. It will have the Princess Grace insignia right there. It's beautifully done in green velvet. We're going to show you the bracelet and the earrings up next. So if you want to jot that item number down, it's J353134, and you're going to find all these beautiful pieces that go together. Let's take a look at that gorgeous bracelet. And this is a whole suite, so it all goes together. And let me just mention, too, that these